Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, here to bring you another episode review from Season 6 of The Loud House. Today's episode is titled, Hiccups and Downs. First we'll discuss the plot, and then my thoughts and critiques with my final score. So, let's get right into it. In this episode, Luna develops a serious case of the hiccups before a big gig with the Moon Goats, and her siblings try different methods to help her get rid of them until Lisa gives Luna a special spray that will temporarily fix the problem. But when she accidentally leaves her bag and the spray in Chunk's van after he dropped the band off at the showgrounds, Luna and her siblings go around the city looking for him, but once they do, Luna's hiccups cause her to drop and break the spray bottle. However, the band decides to use those hiccups as part of their song for a Rumble of the Rockers, and surprisingly, they manage to win the competition. The episode ends with the band being promised the opportunity to record a song demo, but they need to give Luna another case of the hiccups in order to make that winning song possible, something Luna would prefer not to go through again. Well, that concludes the plot of the episode, so now we come to my thoughts and critiques. At long last, Luna finally got an episode for the 6th season, and as is the case for most of her episodes, it dealt with the musical side of her character, or at least it did a tiny bit. However, out of every Luna-centered episode of the series so far, and even though she is my favorite character on the show, I'll be honest when I say this one didn't quite reach my bar of expectations when it comes to episodes where she's the main protagonist, which usually results in a final rating somewhere in the 9 out of 10 area. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad or terrible episode. It just doesn't offer that high level of engagement her episodes usually bring, and that's very much reflected in the story, which came off as average at best for a character who, in my opinion, is well above average. So now I'm going to break the story down into 2 parts and talk about what primarily happens to advance the plot, so let's start at the beginning. The first half of the episode began with Luna developing hiccups as a result of being overly excited about being in the finals of the Rumble of the Rockers competition, and knowing her band may have the chance at recording a song demo. This led to her siblings trying different and very over-the-top ways on how they would cure hiccups, like Lana sitting in trash, Lincoln and Lynn setting up some wacky contraption, something Lisa accidentally ended up being a part of thanks to Luna, and Lucy and Luann trying to give their sister a good old-fashioned scare. As a quick side note to that last one, Mr. Coconut says Luann should take him off her hand because then he'll give Luna a real scare. So was that a very subtle acknowledgement of this puppet truly being alive? I mean, Luna did freak out when she heard what the puppet just said. Then again, considering it was Luann who actually said it, and if we remember what happened between her and Mr. C in the episode The Last Laugh, it's just another example of the show blurring the line between who or what is real in this character dynamic, and who or what is possibly going off the deep end. But anyway, Lisa was able to create a special throat spray that would keep Luna's hiccups under control for a short period of time. However, rather ironically, this proved to be a huge waste of time in the long run. Luna ended up winning the competition, felt very excited about it, and realized she was cured of her hiccups without using her little sister's spray bottle. Lisa said excitement initially caused the hiccups, and then she embarrassingly admitted to not realizing excitement could also put an end to them as well, meaning her other siblings pretty much wasted their time trying to cure something that didn't require that much effort in the first place. For a child genius, she really dropped the ball on that one. It's even more embarrassing for her when you realize hiccups can naturally go away on their own without any remedies whatsoever, but this does raise an interesting question. If feeling excitement could fix the problem, then why didn't Luna's hiccups go away permanently since she was very excited about Lisa's special remedy? You have to remember the spray only offered temporary relief, and Lisa said it must be taken every 15 minutes. The effects of the spray indeed wore off after 15 minutes, and Luna's once suppressed hiccups came back. So when you think about it, Luna developed and had to get rid of her hiccups naturally, and using Lisa's throat spray was only going to suppress, not eliminate the hiccuping so long as Luna kept using it, which was going to be impossible after a while considering Lisa only had enough ingredients for one batch. Anyway, let's move on from all this science talk and continue on with the review. The second half of the plot focused on Luna and the kids trying to find Chunk, and more specifically Luna's bag containing the spray bottle that she left in his van. From going to Liam's farm, to the food and fuel, and to the burnt bean, it played out in the usual way in which they find out he only just left after they showed up. By the way, I want to quickly highlight the conversation between Luna and the burnt bean owner. If you think back to the episode The Taunting Hour, and remember how the coffee shop woman was throwing shade on Luna's performance, not to mention Luna losing her composure because of those criticisms when she imagined that woman's head on Chunk's body, you have to wonder if Luna was able to forgive, forget, and learn to deal with a critic like her, or if this episode took place before The Taunting Hour, but that's that's another discussion for another time. Either way, they finally caught up the chunk and Luna got her spray bottle back, only to end up breaking it because of her hiccups. But just when all hope seemed lost when thinking their gig was going to be a bust, Mazzy thought the hiccups had a sweet rhythm, and that's when they cleverly decided to use Luna's condition for their song. Even though I found it rather convenient how Luna was able to control her once sporadic hiccups so they would play in time with the band's song, the Moon Goat's performance was still pretty good, and one of my 2 noteworthy highlights. Fun fact, although it was very cartoony and her condition was something she legitimately had no control over, at least for the most part, Luna was using a singing technique known as vocal hiccuping, something Michael Jackson was famously known to use in his music. I don't know if it was the writer's intention to make a reference to vocal hiccuping, but compare what Luna did to what Michael Jackson used to do, and you'll see some of the similarities between these two. In the end, despite how weird the song sounded thanks to Luna's unique singing, the audience loved it and the Moon Goats won the competition, meaning they were going to record a song demo. If you think about it, this brings the band a little bit closer to achieving rock and roll fame together instead of Luna being the one to take most of it, so that's a good step in the right direction. My second and last noteworthy highlight of the episode would be Lenny taking a shortcut when she and her siblings were trying to catch up the chunk. It helped to reinforce her newfound confidence as a driver after getting her license in the episode Driver's Dread. Just the way she smirked is all the proof you need to say she's in a better place now than she was before. Of course, she would be much better off if she could avoid hitting wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men in the future, but hey, only one miracle at a time. Overall, on my ranking list of Luna episodes, this one is placed more towards the bottom. Again, I don't think this episode is bad. She did have a great performance with her band, and she managed to win the music competition by working her hiccups into the song, but it wasn't enough to bring the story to that high level of engagement I come to expect in most episodes starring Luna. From crazy methods to curing hiccups, to using Lisa's special spray, only for it to be revealed the hiccups could have been fixed the same way they were brought on, to the typical, you just missed them chase scene with Chunk, the final product just comes off as simply okay. While it's definitely not among the worst episodes where Luna shares the lead with other characters like she did in the episode Deep Cuts, this one here is weaker than what most Luna-focused episodes are supposed to be. It's still a fun episode to watch, but in my opinion, it's not quite as memorable as I had hoped. With that said, I give Hiccups and Downs a 7.9 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Hiccups and Downs. Before I go, I will leave you with 3 minor, yet slightly intriguing things to look out for in this episode. First, Lynn can be seen kicking a basketball as if it were a soccer ball. Second, apparently expired nacho cheese can cure hiccups and toe fungus at the cost of temporary body numbness, which Flip strangely believes is a fair trade-off. And finally, we see Lisa has a direct line to the President of the United States in case of science emergencies, and even Luna knows the number. Is there anyone Lisa doesn't have a connection to by this point in the series? Then again, she attends international conferences with people 3 and 4 times her age, so I guess that kinda answers my question. But anyway, as far as the rest of the episode goes, what did you guys think of it? Love it? Hate it? Something you would add? Change? Keep it as it is? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest Loud House content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.